Hi there, I'm Patrick from the stadium at Hoohaa.my. Our feature this time will look at the sport of competitive gaming. Honestly, the purists will say and argue that video gaming or competitive video gaming is not a sport, as there is no physical ability or conditioning required for it to be called a sport. It's true that video gaming doesn't require that amount of physical prowess, but it does demand an incredible amount of hand-eye coordination. Some argue as much as the sport of tennis or even golf. Now, while that argument goes on, let's take a look at the popularity of video gaming here in Malaysia. In today's sporting environment, the commercial viability of a sport is as important as the amount of investment governments throw in to develop a sport or to promote a sporting lifestyle. In the US, the best players can earn over $100,000 per year in tournaments and several times that in endorsement deals. Though we haven't reached that level here, the players have certainly exhibited national pride in these competitions. Rini Ramli, Chiu Ho Sheng, Wong Yik Han. They represented Malaysia at the World Cyber Games in Los Angeles recently, competing in FIFA 10. Though they lost out to Romania for a quarter-final spot, it has to be said that Malaysia's ranking in football video gaming is definitely much more respectable than the Malaysian football team. So you guys just got back from Los Angeles. Tell us a bit about your experience playing at the world stage. So let's start with you, Jali. You're the most experienced.
Experience is definitely exciting. It's definitely a challenge as well, and nervous, pressure, all in one. So it's like a rojak feeling when you're there.
It's typical to an actual sporting person walking on a football pitch.
I never been, you know. But I guess it's the same. Actually, it's the same. It's just like it's like you are facing something that you wanted all along, but you can see all the challenges in front of you, and you know that you have to overcome all these challenges. It's that feeling that you have to go through.
And Vin, you've been at the international stage a couple of times. What's it like playing at that level?
Of course, there is a difference between international players and our local players. So I think in Malaysia we do need a lot of competition to improve our gaming scene, so that we can fight with them. Since you can see our result this year, we managed to get into last 16, and last year we managed to get into quarter-final. So our performance is increasing and better than last year and past years. So I think experience we learn we get from tournament.
That's the best way forward.
Yeah.
And what about the baby among the trio? You know, it's the first time going to an international stage. What was your feeling like, Han?
I was very, very nervous when I was playing, so I didn't manage to play at my best capabilities. It was exciting to be there, but I felt I didn't perform at my best, so it was a good learning curve for me, and I think I'll be stronger for this experience.
But being in LA itself must be exciting in
so
itself. So
what
some of the interesting things you found in LA or you saw in LA?
Besides girls.
that was the primary thing.
Yeah.
That was the primary. It's perfectly normal. You like the girls there your age?
More or less.
Did it distract you from actually competing?
Sadly, not many of them are in the tournament area.
Okay.
They are outside at more attractive places.
All right. What about you, Jelly? What do you find interesting in LA? Besides the girls, of course.
Yeah. This one is very hard. No, actually, there are many things that is so different from Malaysia, and it's nice to experience this type of environment because you can see different culture, different system that they use and everything. But the one most that actually caught my eye is their beach. You know, LA is famous for the beach, but although we are there like in the midst of changing from summer to autumn, so it was already cold. But just an interesting thing, there's actually mist at the beach. So we can actually see all the mist and everything. And like, we never see this in Malaysia, and we thought that the water would actually be hot, but it's damn cold.
Okay.
It's very, very cold. The sand is cold, everything is there, it's cold. It's like, okay. And then they're still bathing in their bikinis. So I was like, okay. High respect.
That's something to get used to as well.
Yeah.
Water being cold and people still wearing bikinis.
It's normal watching bikini. Oh my god, oh shit.
There's only one girl in
This
bikini.
is huh?
There was only one girl in bikini.
Okay.
Is it a Chinese girl?
No,
Oh,
there's
okay,
only one.
okay. We didn't stop.
Okay, you're exchanging notes right now, which is not where you want to go. But Vin, like going to overseas and competing, this is weather a factor in how you approach or go and compete?
Yeah, the weather will influence us since the tournament area is quite cold for us, and we are using campus, so our hand is the most important thing. So we cannot shake. So will influence the game as well. So we have to wear our jacket, like
Keep warm
yeah,
as much as you can.
Because your hand will be numb.
Right.
So when you numb, your response will be getting slower.
So it's not just knowing how to play the game, it's all the other attributes that affect a typical sporting player that affects you guys as well in gaming.
Here's the interesting thing that many people thought that you don't need, a good health and everything to play games competitively, but actually yes. For example, most of the people who actually won WCG are, sorry to say, are not fat, are slim, are healthy, are in good shape and everything. It's very rare to see someone who is not, who is not fit, who is overweight and everything to actually won the tournament. So actually like debunk all the negative perception that only you play games you are unhealthy. To play competitive games, you need to be healthy.
Yeah, because I think it's a false idea that people have that gamers are normally couch potatoes and
Yeah.
a little overweight. But basically playing FIFA, do you actually watch like the Premier League or the Spanish League and
Yes,
look at
we do.
strategies and what those teams and formations those teams have and adapt that to your game?
Yeah, I was a football fan, and so I play FIFA. And I like Manchester United a lot, so I try to play.
Do you still like Manchester United
Yeah.
even though they're not performing so well?
Do you know that Rooney is going? You don't know?
So like Sir Alex Ferguson's strategy sometimes, do you go by a 4-4-2, 4-3?
Yeah, I go by 4-4-2.
Okay.
I play fast passing football, but
2-2-2.
it's the same. Then they try to play with attacking from the wings and try to play passing and attacking football, but it doesn't really work that much in international tournaments because they're all well prepared for whatever you can throw at them. It's like you have to think outside the box, which I wasn't able to do at that time.
Is it somewhat like a chess game, Jali? Because like he said, you have your strategies following like some of the leagues, and your competitors also come in with some
with their own
strategies,
strategies,
so
yeah.
they can read what you're trying to do, and you try to read what they do. So it's like a chess game as well.
It's like a chess game. It's just like a normal competition. Everything is just the same. You have your strategy, I have mine. So we see who has the best strategy, who has the best mental condition, who has the best basic and everything. So who has the best plan and everything. It's like something that I also apply, which is I read from Sun Tzu Art of War. He said that he said that a person who knows himself and know his opponent is definitely going to win. It's the same thing as well. So when you play in competition, it's not just about knowing what you are good at, but you need to know what your opponent is good at the same time. So spying your opponent is actually a very, very important key to win, which many people don't do that.
How do you spy?
Spy.
Like three of us, we are playing.
Yeah.
Maybe one of us is waiting outside of the tournament area, so we order him to help us to spy on the next opponent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever you all get together in international competitions, you speak Malay, right? So that the
Yes,
rest of the
yes.
competitors don't understand English.
True.
There's a lot of mind games that you play there.
Yeah.
But what's also interesting to know that every year during these competitions, of course, the FIFA gaming versions change from
Yes.
08, 09, 010. How do you adapt to those changes and apply that to compete in games like this? Jali?
For all these changes, the most important thing is actually to have very strong basic. If you have a very strong basic, no matter how the version change, it's easy to get adapt. It's like basically you definitely must know how to score, how to pass, how to cross, how to dribble, how to do all these things must be in your fingertips. So when they actually change the version, although it might be a slight changes, but it's not that hard to adapt. And plus you actually have like 1 year period until the next, say WCG for example. So it's actually a lot of time for you to adapt to it. So it's not an issue in terms of adaptation when the version change. But the good thing about the version change is that it actually gives a new feel to the game. So that's why the game, I know people still keep on playing the game. It's not something stagnant just like that.
I'll stick with you because you're the number one ranked player here in Malaysia. But when you went to LA, you lost your qualification round from your group, whereas the number two ranked win, he actually won his game. Did you feel disappointed that he outdid you?
Yeah, should I say something here because he's here?
It's okay. You guys are going to be accompanying each other soon to another tournament. But just tell me how you felt, seeing that he went through and you didn't.
Yeah. Actually, it doesn't really matter who went through because this is international. You are representing your country. So whoever went through, we just help each other in every way possible. That's the most important thing. Personally, yes, it's a disappointing, but it's not a matter of either I'm number one, number two, number three. But it's a disappointing that you cannot do your best for your country. That's the most important thing.
Why do you think you lost?
Why I think I lost? Oh, okay. There's a lot of reasons. Partly is the introduction of the last minute patch for the game, which actually really changes all the feeling of the game. Everything. It's like normally, let's say for example, I saw this opening, and this opening that I know that when I try in practice and everything, or whenever I play people, it will actually work, say 90% of the time. But during the tournament, suddenly all my passes go left and right for no reason. And I even look at my hand and I can see that I'm doing it the right way. So it's very weird, and I thought, yeah, it might be my own problem and everything. But I actually asked people around, and they also agree that there's something different about the game. So that might be one of the problems, but of course we couldn't raise this out because there's no way to prove it. That it's the game fault, not our fault.
Okay.
Yeah, but the second reason is of course I didn't manage to prepare well for the tournament itself because I was very busy in my work, and it's very tough for us to prepare. So it's disappointing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really disappointing for myself. Yeah.
And for you, Vin, competing in this level with him, here you're competing against each other. Then when you go to international level, you're competing as a team for the country. Any difference?
Yeah, of course. Because like in international tournament, we do not know how our opponents play, their game style, their play style, and other formation as well. So for us, we just need to know, do our best, do the normal things we played before, and have to fast learning what is their advantage and their good way to attack. So for me, I'm a good defensive player for this game. So I just defend and counter attack. That's what I do actually.
All right. Being the youngest of the lot, is it intimidating, or do these guys actually intimidate you while you're trying to qualify here in Malaysia?
Yeah, they certainly did. In the Malaysian qualifiers, I lost out to him very badly. So I was outside. But when we go to the international tournament, we try to help each other. Even if you have your own skills, you tell them how it's done. Perhaps you might keep them to yourself when you try to qualify, because it's on your own, when you're on your own in Malaysia. When you play in international tournaments, you try to help each other and make sure that we win as a team.
Do you think you've gained a lot from going to LA, putting your game face, seeing how the international competitors intimidate you? Do you think you're a little bit stronger now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? And you can do better next time?
Yeah, sure. I'm aiming to represent Malaysia again.
Okay. And you guys will be off to South Korea soon. Tell us a bit about that competition you're going for.
Yeah.
We are going for the ISF, name called International Esport Federation, and this is another game that what I play, the game called FIFA Online 2. Actually, it's running FIFA 07 game engine. So I playing two different gameplay, and since Malaysia now improve, the gaming scene is getting bigger and bigger for this FIFA Online 2. So in Asia, I believe we are quite good also.
Who do you think is the main challenges as we compete
Yes,
in Asia?
of course, Korea.
Korea is the big guys, yeah?
Yes.
And somehow they're playing on home ground.
Yeah, true.
Is it going to be tough when the home team is hosting an event like this and you're going to compete there?
Yeah. They actually played the game for quite some time already, even before reaching us. So they have that extra advantage in terms of experience and game time.
Is there a target that you set?
Yeah, target, as I said last time, I was aim for top 3
Top 3?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Let's take it to another level. Now, I understand that Formula One drivers, they do play their game consoles before a particular race or before they get accustomed to a new circuit. Do you think footballers can learn something from playing the game on a console?
Yes.
I think Wayne Rooney does play the game. He said in an interview before.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
leaving MU.
Yeah.
I think he should